So we've got all the agents, including Deadlock, who just came out. But I'm going to be ranking all the agents. We're going to change S tier to must have in comp. A is what should A be? Not a must, but is great. Good but not great. Alright, so we've got in the first tier is a must-have in comp, a not a must but is great, a good but not great. Maybe once in a while you could see this in comp, and this is a customs only agent. No competitive, not even team deathmatch. No, not even none of them. We're gonna start off with Astra. Astra is only good on specific maps. She is not something that I would consider a must-have in comp for all maps, or pretty much any map. I don't think she's a must-have. Out of all the smokes, Astra is probably the worst. If we go down to abilities-wise, she has a suck that if it's not placed right, you can still defuse. There's no other smokes that are intended to stop plant that'll have that. Brim's Molly, you can just, use it. You can't defuse on the Molly. Omen, he's not really someone who does that. But he's got TPs, good for mobility. When you're smoking, you can see enemies. They light up red through the smoke. So even if you die in your smoke, you still know where you died from and where the people are pushing. And his blind is a lot better than any other blind that a smoke could offer. And that's because it's not many other blinds that you get with smokes. So I think with Astra is a maybe once in a while. You can have her sometimes, but I don't think she's a must-have in every map. The only map I can see a good argument for her is Pearl. That's it. Breach. You know what? No, let's go through the smokes. Brim. Brim is the second best smokes. His whole util package is to stop any post plant or a plant, right? It can be used really well in almost every map, and is almost a must-have, but it's not a must. I think that he is good. If you're going to choose smokes, it should be between him and Omen. Those are the two that I'm going to go over Omen after this one. I think Brim has everything well except for his stim. I'm not a huge fan of. Some people can get thrown off by it. It might be a little too fast for them. It can kind of ruin a push. Sometimes it can ruin a lot of things because when you see it, you're like, okay, now we have to push. And it's like, maybe we shouldn't have pushed this, but you see the stim and you're like, we can't waste it. So, not a must, but it's great. He's great. Let's go to, we're not going to count Jet as a smoke, obviously. Omen. Omen is the must-have. In my opinion, I think if you're going to go smokes, Omen is the guy you want. As a person who doesn't play smokes, I would say if I'm going to have someone play smokes, I would rather them play Omen, mainly because you get a lot of info. His smokes go a lot farther than Brim's, not farther than Astra's, but they go pretty far. It has two modes of being able to see while you're planting it, or while you're obviously sending your smoke. So I would say that Omen, his package of util is more useful than Brim's on both sides of the game. And Viper. Viper is also maybe once in a while. You're not going to see her all the time. She's got good lineups, but some people are starting to counter those, as well as it's really, really easy to just misplace your wall and you can't get it back. You don't have any other choice. That's where you have to go at that point. And then it's like, well, if that's our only smokes, then you're kind of fucked if you want to rotate. So it's like you kind of have to go to the place the wall's planted, or you're going to have to push in with no smokes on a different site. So maybe once in a while, but wouldn't be my preferred. All right. Now, let's just kind of veer away from the whole category of smokes. I think I got all the smokes agents. I mean, are we counting Harbor as smokes? Would we count Harbor smokes? I think Harbor is a smoke agent. We'll go with Harbor. Harbor is, if you're gonna pair him up, you have to pair him up well. You have to have good team, like, ideas. But I really like him. I think he's good, but not great. I think there's times where Harbor can just be a pain, and sometimes he's just not that good. And I haven't really seen that many people who play Harbor, and they're like, I don't know, good at the game. But it's happened a couple times. I'll say that. All right, let's go to the more defense-sided agents, which is, we're gonna start with KJ. KJ, as a defense-sided, is not a must, but is great. I think she's above brim on a play style wise. If we already have Omen, I want someone to go KJ. If we don't have a smokes, obviously I'll go brim. But if we want to go very defense sided and have a good chance, I would say that she is my second choice for defense. I would rather play her over these three agents, depending on the map. Viper I probably play more often than KJ, but I'm still not gonna put KJ under Viper because I think KJ is better overall for players. Cypher is the must-have in comp. I think Cypher is the most annoying agent to deal with on every map when you're attacking against him, and is the best to have when you're defending. I think Deadlock, when she becomes meta and more things happen, she could go in that must-have as well. But I don't really think that it matters too much if Deadlock does become good, because I still think Cypher would probably be better than her. I mean, cages for one-ways, cages for if someone is trying to blast back through or just trying to do a hard push. They can't see you, you can see them. He has a camera, he can see from a lot of places. There's a lot of broken setups with cameras. It's just probably the best agent to have on your defense side and the worst agent to have to play against when you're trying to attack. We'll go with Deadlock next. So I played her a lot. I've tested her out. I think she's decent to pushing where I like her that much, but the only issue I have with her is she's so one-sided that it's really hard to find a way to use her util on attack. Like, being able to wall off entries on defense is so good. There are some things where they can just break it really quickly, but you can maybe get a peek in there real quick while they're all distracted on it and kill one. Or maybe one's watching you and it can be rough. The nade I don't use too much. I feel like it's good, but it's not great. There's not much to it. You can take it off really quickly. Someone can just watch you if you're alone. If it's a 1v1, maybe it's good, but it's whatever. Her ult is really hard to hit someone with for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe that's just a me problem. But I personally would say Deadlock at the moment is good, but not great. I don't think she's perfect. I don't think she's horrible. I think it's okay if you see her once in a while. But I don't think that she's bad in a sense. Like, I like to see her, but I don't see her that much. But I think out of every game I play, I don't want to play against her because she is a little annoying. But I would say more often than not, you're not going to see a Deadlock, and Deadlock probably won't join any VCT games unless it's on a specific map. But I think that with new metas coming out with her and more things that people get to see how to do, she can be better than a lot of other agents. Who's next? Let's go with KO. KO is starting to become something that I see as one of the better information agents. His knife gets a really wide range. His ult is really fucking annoying. I mean, it stops pushes on sites really well. Especially now that he gets to be able to be revived. Only agent that can be killed and brought up, and his ult still has effect after he's down, which is crazy. And there's no other agent that can still use an ability after they've technically died. So I would say he's not a must, but he is great. Really good. I would put him over KJ, just because I like to play a playstyle not focused on defending the bomb and defending the push of already being on site. I like to keep them off of site, keep them back into main, keep them somewhere mid where they can't really get on. Because KJ is like, if they're entering, I use my util, and now there's 4 on site, and I've killed 1, but now they're on site. So I've kind of held them off, but I killed 1, but no, not really. So now they're planting. Now they have to play retake. KJ's ult for retake is really good, but I wouldn't say that it's that good. Like, it can be broken by a lot of things. Let's go with... Who's next? Let's go with Sage. So out of the 2 healers that we have, she's not as good as Skye. I'll say that. When it comes to info, flashes, all that stuff, Skye is better. That's the attacking side. When it comes to defense and wondering where people are, that's also Skye's good range. Sage now can barely heal herself, which was the only reason she was a little better than Skye maybe before, is because she could heal herself a lot. But I'm going to put Sage in good but not great, and I'm going to put Skye in probably bottom of not a must but is great. She can heal all her teammates. She can't heal herself, but who needs that, right? If you can heal one person every 30 seconds, or you could heal your entire team to 100 HP, I'm choosing that. And when it comes to an ult, yes, you do get to revive someone, just like how KO kind of, it's in that same realm. But I'd say that when it comes to Sage's res, it's really hard to calculate. It's really hard to figure out how to use her. And some people like to use it as a res bait and stuff like that, which is just really annoying because it just counts as someone having a death, and it's just stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Skye over Sage, personally. Let's go to Fade. Fade is kind of in that area of I don't know how I feel about her, but she's good. I think the eye is broken too easily. I think her ult is good for attacking, maybe retaking sometimes, but I don't want to see her in my competitive, to be honest. I would like to see her maybe once in a while. High once in a while. I'll put her up. Please let me. There we go. I'll put her over Viper and Astra. I think when it comes to all of these things, Fade's okay. Fade's not the greatest. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. I think Gecko is a must-have in comp. I really like seeing Gecko. If you know how to play him, he's perfect for the team. I think that there's nothing better than having something able to plant for you, and that means that you can still have 3, 4, 5 people watching while you're defusing or while you're planting. It's having an extra person. That is the exact example of having an extra person to do a small duty. As well as his blinds, you can't look away from those. So you better just run away. As well as his Molly, if you're in that, you die. Like, I know a lot of other ones are, and it's a little not as good as like Brim's Molly, but when it comes to the entire package, he's way better. His ult is better than Brim's. His ult is better than KJ's. Personally, I think that if you're gonna go with an ult, you want to go with Gecko's. It's really hard to get away from. You can shoot it, yes, but he can pick it back up. No other agent is able to pick back up their things and wait less time. So I think Gecko is a must-have. I would love to see him more. I hope more people start playing him. We're gonna breach through these. Chamber, custom, breach, custom. Don't care. Don't want to see them. I hate them both. Don't need them. No point in playing them. And Sova. I'm gonna say Sova. Sova is almost a must-have in comp. I'll put him in a must-have. My only issue with him being in there is that Split is not a good map for him. And there are people who don't know how to play him that well. So it's a little wishy-washy with that, but I'll say must-have in comp. And I'm going to only put 5 here. So I'm going to do my dream 5 in one team. So, Neon. We're going to go with Neon first. That's my main. That's my favorite person to play. But I will say that she is good but not great. Some people don't know how to play her. And if you don't know how to play her, then it's bad. If your team isn't with you, then it's bad. So there's a lot of points where it's not a good idea. So I'm not going to put her there. Yaril. He's going in customs only. It's rarely you're going to see him in a competitive game, and he's doing well. Phoenix has the best ult in the game, 100%. I'm going to put him in not a must, but is great. Alright, Raze is also not a must, but is great. I think almost all duelists are not a must, but great. Almost all of them. I think Phoenix, it's just his Molly isn't that good. His blinds, you mainly get blinded by them when he's on your team, not when he's on the other team. And it's just okay, I guess. His ult is the only thing that carries him. And then it comes down to Jett or Reyna in the S tier. And I think that I'm going to go confidently with Reyna in the S tier. I think Reyna has the best abilities when it comes to an agent of being able to heal, turn invisible. Her ultimate lets her shoot faster, turn completely invisible, and she has blinds with her too. I think it's the only thing you can ask for when you're trying to push a site and play attack. That's it. Jett is gonna also go in a must, but not needed. Not a must, but is great. And that's my list. I think that's pretty good. Low fix, that one's for you. Straight bottom customs only. I think that's good. Let me know if there's anything else you guys think you would change. Put somewhere else. Maybe Viper a little higher could be a thing. Maybe one of these 4 a little higher, except this one. I don't know. Probably not, though. Hold on, let me do one more thing. Alright, cool. And that's my tier list.